We're back, everybody. And the next part of Daniel's birthday special will be Jeopardy for the SNES. Let's see how we do this game, shall we? Alright. Alright, let's play. One daily double up there in one of these categories. We have weather, explorers, art, for the kids, C cities, notice the letter C in quotation marks, and American music. Alright. Let's start things off with American music for 100.
The answer is...
In some versions of the song, the title characters are Frankie and Albert. Who are Frankie and Johnny? Let's go with American music for 200.
The answer is...
In Colombia, the gem of the ocean, these three colors are mentioned at least 12 times. What are red, white, and blue? Oh. Let's have American music for 300.
The answer is...
In 1945, this composer won a Pulitzer Prize for Appalachian Spring. Who's Cole Porter? Or is it Aaron Copland? I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to change my answer and say who is Aaron Copland. Thought I did. American music for 400, please.
The answer is...
According to the title of an 1852 song, Massa's in this. Jim. NASA's in the cold, cold ground. Alright. So, Jimmy, you have the next selection, sir. Where are we going? We're going to art for 100. Alright.
The answer is...
He painted old women of Arles as well as young women of Tahiti. Who's Paul Gauguin? Art for 200.
The answer is...
Tesserae are the small cubes or shaped pieces held in place by plaster, cement, or putty in one of these. What is a mosaic? Art for 300, please.
The answer is...
He painted bird illustrations in addition to writing poems about birds, like the owl and the pussycat. Jim? Edward Lear. Alright. Art for 400.
The answer is...
Term collectors use for the total number of prints made from one plate during one printing. What's an edition? Could I have art for 500?
The answer is...
The art form in Surrealism began as a literary movement inspired by this French movement. Jenny. Dadaism. Alright. Jenny has her first bit of cash, and where are we going, Jenny? Sea Cities, 100.
The answer is...
Batman and Superman would fit right in on the streets of this South African capital. What is Cape Town? Sea Cities for 200.
The answer is...
Named for a city in China, this Ohio town is home to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What is Canton? Sea Cities for 300.
The answer is...
You could stay at the Choo Choo Hilton in this Tennessee town. What is Chattanooga? Sea Cities for 400.
The answer is...
Simón Bolivar was born and buried in this capital of Venezuela. What is Caracas? See cities for 500.
The answer is
After its destruction in the Third Punic War, the Romans soured salt on its site. What is Carthage? Let's have American music for 500, please.
the answer is
In Yankee Doodle, the men and boys are as thick as this. What is hasty pudding? Right, 3,300. Let's take for explorers for 100. Daily double. I'll make it a true daily double. He went from Palestine to Kublai Khan's palace by camel. He went from Palestine to Kublai Khan's castle palace by camel. Who was I'm just gonna have to guess on this one. Who was Marco Polo? Yes! Explorers 200.
the answer is
De Soto, discoverer of this major U.S. river, was buried by it. What is the Mississippi? Let's have explorers for 300.
the answer is
Eric the Red called his discovery this to attract settlers. What is Greenland? Let's take explorers for 400, please.
the answer is
Danish captain hired by Russia who made a straight line to Alaska. Who is Vitus Bering? Explorers for 500.
the answer is
English explorer and translator of the Kama Sutra. He shares his name with the late Welsh actor. Who is Richard Burton? For the kids for 100, please.
the answer is
No one in his neighborhood calls him Fred. Who's Mr. Rogers? For the kids for 200.
the answer is
Monroe leaves beasts who'd rather smell the flowers than fight. Who is Ferdinand? Ferdinand the Bull, For the kids for 300.
the answer is
The first thing the old lady swallowed in the famous rhyme. What's a fly? For the kids for 400.
the answer is
You meet chugs, gussets, and gherkins in his book, If I Ran the Zoo. Who's Dr. Seuss? For the kids, 500.
the answer is
Nickname of Kid Detective Brown or a compendium of knowledge. Oh, Jenny. You had to lock me out, didn't you? Encyclopedia. She got it. Oh well. Alright. Weather for 100.
the answer is
Of a high or low pressure system, the one you'd prefer if you wanted to get a tan at the beach. What is high? It's a 200, please.
the answer is
In 1990, names for these in the Atlantic included Arthur, Bertha, and Klaus. What are hurricanes? Uh, 300.
the answer is
Planes often climb to the stratosphere to avoid these icy high-speed winds. What are jet streams? $400.
the answer is
Meteorology comes from this philosopher's book of weather observations. It's Aristotle. Aristotle. Now the last clue. If I get this last clue right, I'll be in the 5 figures at the end of the Jeopardy round. But we'll see what happens.
The answer is
A uniformly gray rain cloud extending over the entire sky. Named for Latin for cloud. What is nimbus? So I have 10,100. Jim is 1,100. Jenny has 1,000. So she's going first in Double Jeopardy, which is about to commence. We're ready.
here are the categories.
The 40s, weapons, sports, inventions, famous quotes, and finally, first ladies. Alright. Alright. Let's go, Jenny. Where are we starting? We're starting with weapons for 200. And you got one of the 2 daily doubles. And you're going to go all 1,000. Here's the clue. To a thug, it's a shiv. To us, a utensil. It's a knife. Yep. $2,000, Jenny. Good job. First lady's 200.
The answer is
His wife, Louisa, was the only first lady born abroad, but she was buried in Quincy, Massachusetts. Who is Thomas Jefferson? No, it wasn't Jefferson. John Quincy Adams. Oh, okay. Sports for 200.
the answer is
Sport which scores in increments of 1, 3, 6, and occasionally 2 points. Ah. Jim locked me out. Football. He's right. Famous quotes 200.
the answer is
According to Reader's Digest, it's the best medicine. What is laughter? Let me have weapons 400. Indication that a song has the right ammunition to make it to the top of the charts. A bullet. Yep. Famous quotes 400.
the answer is
Alexander Pope said it springs eternal in the human breast. What is hope? I'm going to go back to weapons for 600.
the answer is
Getting the first one from an Australian trainer. Batman now has 100 different kinds. Jim. Batarangs. Yep. Famous quote 600.
the answer is
Stuffy British monarch who said when she saw herself imitated, "We are not amused." Who's Queen Victoria? Let's have weapons 800.
the answer is
Military weapon which falls between flamenco and flamingo in the dictionary. What's a flamethrower? Let's have weapons for 1,000.
the answer is
Greek mathematician who invented a mirror to focus sunlight and set fire to enemy sails. Jenny. Archimedes, yeah. First ladies for 400.
the answer is
Tom Selleck said this first lady helped him overcome his fear of dancing with the Princess of Wales. Jim locked me out. Nancy Reagan. Famous quotes 800.
The answer is...
In Trees, he claimed that poems are made by fools like me. Who's Joyce Kilmer? Famous quotes 1000.
The answer is...
This is the fourth. Ask this Virginia patriot just before dying on July 4th, 1826. Now is the time for Who is Thomas Jefferson? Oh. I had trouble getting it to work there at first, but I got it. Oh, I forgot that. I put an extra O instead of an N. Oh, no. It's okay. It's alright. Inventions for 200.
The answer is...
He invented the Franklin stove. And Jenny locked me out. Benjamin Franklin. Sports for 400.
The answer is...
In baseball, if a fair ball pops out of the glove of an outfielder and over the fence, it's ruled this. What is a home run? Sports for 600.
The answer is...
When judges' marks are announced for gymnastics events, these two scores are discarded. What are the highest and lowest? Sports for 800.
The answer is...
Sport in which Australia might beat Pakistan by an inning and 21 runs. What is cricket? Sports for 1000.
The answer is...
In this, you get 1 point for each stone in the house and closer to the tee than any stone of the opposing side. What is curling? $14,500. Let's go with inventions for 400. 2,160 people at a time could ride on this at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. What is the Ferris wheel? $600.
The answer is...
Edison suggested it be used to record phone calls and make clocks talk. Oh, Jenny. You had to lock me out. Phonograph, yep. Oh well. What you gotta do? Inventions 800. With a daily double. Gonna go all in, alright. The first patent issued to more than one person went to Howe, Hunt, and Singer for this, and it's a sewing machine. Inventions for 1000.
The answer is...
He invented the Polaroid camera, introduced in 1947. Who is Edwin Land? First Lady 600. Mrs. Nixon was nicknamed Pat because she was born on the eve of this holiday. What is St. Patrick's Day? First Ladies for 800.
The answer is...
She was the only First Lady born in Kentucky. And Jim locked me out. Mary Todd Lincoln, I knew that one. Oh well. Six clues left. The 40s for 200.
The answer is...
Though faster than a speeding bullet, he was ruled 4F. And Jim locked me out again. Superman. Ugh. 40's 400.
The answer is
By war's end, they had banked over 13 million units of blood for plasma. What is the Red Cross? $600, the 40's.
the answer is
Not his singing, but a lack of lunch caused a fan to swoon at his Paramount Theater concert. Jim locked me out again. Frank Sinatra.
the answer is
She co-wrote the 1988 book, Wildflowers in America. Who is Lady Bird Johnson? That's better.
the answer is
Destination of MacArthur's I Shall Return. What is the Philippines? Now the last clue.
the answer is
Wartime pseudonym of Mrs. Eva Togori de Aquino. What is Tokyo Rose? What was Tokyo Rose? So I have 19,700, Jenny 7,600, Jim 5,500. The lock game, I cannot be caught. Alright! The category is sports and games. I'm going to go 300 only. Invented in 1895 in Massachusetts, it became an Olympic sport at the 1964 Tokyo Games. I'll just say, what is volleyball? If I'm right, I go to $20,000. If I am wrong, I drop down to 19,400.
final Jeopardy answer
Is it volleyball? It is volleyball, so Daniel's getting $20,000 this game. Alright, so Jim went all in and he got it right. Jenny almost went all in, got it right, and I got it right, so I go to 20 grand. And we are going to go ahead and wrap it up for this segment. And I'm going to see you all for that next one right after this. Stay with us.